Right. Hey everybody, it's me, Madame. I always see that message on top, and I'm thinking I should turn it off. Um, yeah, let's not have you shut down when you're not available. Anyway, okay, we're good. Welcome back to our Genshin Impact. Last time we got Linnea. I built her up a little bit, just a little bit, you know, to make her not too bad. But more importantly, I don't think it's available anymore, but finish off Linnea's story quest. I can see it here though, I think. All the way back here. Yep. Is it Alkion or Alcyon? Whatever. Point is, it's done. You know, very interesting. We're learning more about FaZe, more about Snezhnaya, more about Nod-Krai. And yeah, this time we're gonna be doing the new event. I don't know why I started opening the map, but you know, the event. Let's read the letter. To Traveler. Who is this from? I assume it's from Namiya. It's been a long, great hero of Teyvat. You've traveled far and wide, met countless prominent figures and big shots of the world. And as we both know, that breadth of experience is one few can hope to match. In fact, I have a business matter that I believe you are uniquely suited to handle. You will, of course, be generously compensated. If you're so inclined, head to the Curatorium of Secrets at your earliest convenience, and we can talk details. So this is probably Yahoda or Nefer. Given that Yahoda is here, I assume it's her. Or Nefer.
なんかやけに下手に出てるぞ。報酬はあるって言ってるし、とにかく自分の館に行ってみようぜ。
As always, grab a snack, grab a drink, ideally water, because that's what's best for you. Take a posture and hope you enjoy the stream. Oh, cutscene, I think. Yonia.
こんな偉いもん作れるなんてすごいな。せやけど。
Yonia, what are you doing here? Sir, I was adding her to the tags.
こんなとこで会えるなんて、今日はうちのラッキーデーやろか。
Did not expect to see her here.
こっちには旅行できて。この前あんたとスメールで遊んだ後、花火作るのもっと上手くなったんやで。今はちょうど花火の商売が暇な時期やさかい。うちに十分在庫置いて遊びに出てきたんや。ついでにアイディア探しでもできたらええなって。夏が来る前に存分に遊んどかなあかんわ。アイデアを持って帰れたら花火作りも効率ようなるやろし。
Any plans what to do next?
あんたに会えたのが嬉しすぎてうっかり忘れるとこやったわ。あるある、もうバッチリや。ブラブラしてたら感じにアイデアが湧いてきてな。次は家族とかご近所さんにお土産買おう思てんねん。もう父ちゃんには魚の干物買うてん。母ちゃんにはソマルの実のジャムや。どっちもこの辺の特産品やねんて。
I don't think we've ever heard about Yomiya's mom. Like usually, it's not usually, but it's always her dad, like living with her, you know, making fireworks, and he's hard of hearing. So I wonder, like, why is her mom not mentioned as often? That look great.
やろ？ただな、子供らへのお土産まだ買うてへんねん。ここに愛のっちゅう機械技師がおるって聞いたんやけど、なんやめっちゃすごいらしいな。あの大砲もその人が作ったって聞いたわ。ちょっと会うて子供らに何かおもろいも作ってもらえへんか相談してみよう思てんねん。
Well, she's also the
で
kid.
も気まぐれさんやいう話も聞いたわ。モラを渡しても全部引き受けるわけやないって。会いに行くときなんか手土産持ってった方がええんかな。何が好きなんやろ。
Oh, I'm more than familiar with this. You briefly explain everything about Aino, Inefa, and the Clink Clack Krumkake craft shop to Yoimiya.
その愛のって人子供やったん？しかも今おる家族も工房で一人暮らししてた時に自分で作ったって？うちの隣の子なんか一晩一人になっただけで泣きまくってしもて、親御さんがずっと慰めたはったで。でもナシャタウンの人らの態度からすると、みんなその子のことはもう一人前の機械技師として扱ってはんやな。面倒見たげなあかん子供とは誰も思ってへんみたいやったもん。でもその愛のっちゅう子はイネファが来るまで 一体どんだけの夜を一人で過ごしてきたんやろな。
Oh, she's got enough by her side now, regardless.
せやな。昔のことはもう変えられへんけど、今はうちも来たし、一緒に遊んであげたいわ。やっぱ道具持ち歩いとって正解やったわ。今からでもナシャタウンの工具台で愛のにええもん作ってあげよった。何がいいかな。花火、手まり、それともコマ。よっしゃ、全部作ったろ。
I mean, that felt more like an anecdote. That was an anecdote. Wow, it automatically triggered for some reason. Anyway, let's sit down. A little bit lower. Alright. Now for the actual business.
邪魔するぜ。
思ったより早かったね。開幕式が始まる前に話ができそうでよかった。
Also, Nefer and Llama having a rerun, so you know that's probably why Nefer was in this quest. So, what do you need us to do?
まずは座ってお茶でも飲みな。ここまで来るのも大変だったろう。
As long as my
旅人、パイも。あんたら、Nod-Krai見本市の話は聞いたことあるかい？
初めて聞くぞ。
ずっと昔、ナシャタウンがまだナシャタウンじゃなかった頃、ここはただの巨大闇市だった。取り締まる人が長年いなかったせいで、他の場所じゃご法度の取引もやり放題。それがテイワット中の商人や買い手を引きつけたんだ。そうしていつの間にか住み着くやつが増えて、闇市がナシャタウンになったってわけさ。その自由な取引の精神が引き継がれて誕生したのがNod-Krai見本市だ。
つまりみんなが集まって商売するイベントなのか？
そう思ってもらって構わない。毎年航路を自由に行き来できる時期になると、Nod-Kraiはこういう見本市を開いて、何でもありな取引の場を提供するのさ。手っ取り早く言えば、テイワット全土で一番大きな公認闇市ってところかね。
Is that why you've asked me to come?
この見本市の主催はボイニッチ商会でね。見本市に関する諸々の仕事は当然ボイニッチ商会が取り仕切ることになる。今まではヤフォダに任せてたんだけど、今年はあいつ一人じゃ手に負えそうにないんだよ。今年はよその国から大口客がわんさか押し寄せる予定なんだ。そいつらをうまくいなすには十分な見識と人脈を持った人材が必要不可欠だ。ヤフォダ一人にそんなお客さんたちの相手をさせるのはさすがに酷だろう。
おお、そこで旅人の出番ってわけだな。
その通り。ヤフォダと一緒に出店者の対応をしてやってほしい。
See, it's nice of you to look after Nehoda.
そう見えるかい？ただ適材適所を実践してるだけさ。それにわざわざ動いてもらうんだ。報酬ももちろんしっかり渡すつもりだよ。絶対に失望させない。どうだい？
Yeah, it should be a piece of cake, but what's the catch?
慎重さも十分。頼もしい限りだね。それじゃあ依頼主から一つ要望を出させておくれ。Nod-Krai見本市は名目上何でもありな取引の場ってことになってる。でも紹介でお約束は決めてあるんだ。出店者とやり取りするときはそのお約束をはっきりと先方に伝えておくれ。見本市を順調に進めるための大前提になるからね。
And what's that unspoken rule?
見本市じゃ誰であろうと他人に手を出すことはご法度だ。主催者であるボイニッチ商会は全ての売り手と買い手を守ると約束してるからね。
を出す？ギギ、さすが公認闇市だな。そんな答え頭に思い浮かびすらしなかったぞ。
もしその一点が崩れちまったら、見本市を存続させる基盤もなくなっちまうのさ。
ありました。
もちろん実際の状況はもっと複雑になるだろう。何かあったらいつでも相談しに来な。私なりの判断を下すから。会場はナシャタウン南東の海辺だ。ヤフォダが張り切って会場の準備をしてるから、出店者たちの詳しい情報は彼女に聞いとくれ。それじゃ頼んだよ。
任せろ。
So forget, what do you think about this one? Anyway, commission from the curator of secrets. I wonder if she's still here. If she is still here, then we can. Yeah, forget. What do you think about this one? The one in the chair, the couch, and also this one, I guess. What do you think? We don't know what the age of Paimon is, but she's like a flying. What's the word? Oh my god. Like a fairy. Think of her like a fairy, but not exactly a fairy. You know. So why is my mouth not moving? Okay, is it because of my? Test. I think it's because my mouth is like under the camera right now. Okay. Yeah. So like this is the I have to sit completely up straight. Okay. Whose hair do you like? Do you like this one, or this one in the chair? Oh, is it turning camera mode? Nope. I think it's this one. Yeah, there's something. What? What are you saying? Am I having a stroke, or are you having a stroke? Oh, there's something you're. What? Dude, talking about my model now? I was asking if you like her or her. Catch my drift? Oh. Yeah, she's you can think of her as like being from the Egypt of this world. Actually, we can trial her. Hold on. I can show you how she plays in the game. Did I select the right stage? I did not. Okay, it's fine. I know how she works. So Nefer is a Dendro, which is like grass type. You can think of it as a nature grass type DPS. She is interesting. Okay. First.
迷える者がそうに強く永遠さあ謎を解こう読むなるほどバシャバシャ水弾だ高速決起皆に祝福あり輪廻に永遠の安寧を欺瞞の叫びよ嘘はいけないね
He's currently the strongest Lunar-Bloom DPS, or Bloom DPS, I guess. There you have it. I guess I can show off her like animations as well. Continue challenge. You don't have a range weapon. Yes. Using a catalyst? Yeah, she's using a catalyst. Okay, I'll show you when you're back. I guess I'll save this for later. I'll do it off screen. I did do Traska's off screen, like right after the stream last time on Sunday. Speaking of Sunday, if Brian, you're in the stream, yes, get Sunday over Robin. I don't know if you're in the stream. I assume you're not, but if you are and you didn't read my messages, get Sunday. Okay, who am I kidding? I don't. Getting back, yeah. This one uses a melee sword, and then Nefer uses a callus, which are usually ranged weapons, but she's a special case. Usually callus weapons like this one, they use range attacks, but Nefer uses melee. Yeah, I don't have any good way to show her off aside from using this because I don't have her. As you can see, she just does that.
真実はまるで影。
And then Llama, which is also a Dendro Callus character, she uses a range attack, as you can see. I don't know if you like her more. I really like Llama for two big reasons. But, you know. They're also on the active banner right now, so if you play right now, you can get them. Well, at least you can try to get them. Or if you actually get them, is a whole other can of worms. That's enough water for me. There's also bows in this game. Bows and callus are the only ranged weapons, not including special skills and stuff. Yeah, who has a bow? Yeah, that is a bow. As you can see. Okay. Alright, let's head to the... I was gonna say something about... You get the point. I don't want to get demonetized if I can help it. Was this area here before, or is it new? I don't remember. I think it's new. I'm not sure.
ここがネフェルの言ってた会場だな。
This scene, that scene earlier, where like we're walking around and there's like a group of 5 people up ahead. I think it's 5. I didn't really count. It's like in Xenoblade Chronicles. After you beat the final boss and then you know, peace.
そうそう、この配置で行くぞ。もう場所替えはなしだからな。
販売物はどこに保管してあるのかしら。先に確認しておかなくちゃ。
今年の取引手数料はいくらなんだ？
悪いけど、一人ずつ順番に頼む。
It's only 2 questions, Yehoda. Maybe 3 now.
迷い猫探しの仕事の方がマシだよ。
I guess it depends on what cat. Some cats are really annoying to deal with.
旅人がパイの？悪いけど順番に。落ち着け落ち着け。
You're lying, you. There's no one else around you now. Never asked us to help you out.
本当か？ありがとう姉さん。まるで砂漠のオアシスだ。あんたらもありがとう。出店者の受け入れがどうのこうのって言ってたけど、具体的にどうすればいいんだ？出店者の受け入れ。そうだ。
Also, I think
まだ
Paimon's
手
like
続きが終わって
a
ない出
meter
店者
tall,
が
so
3
she's
組も
not
いたんだっ
exactly
た。
an infant. Infant size.
3組だよな。いや、もう一回考えてみろ。他に何か忘れてないか？こいつの顔を見ると、心の中で何を考えてるのかわかる気がするよな。
Panic, we're on your team.
悪いな。細かいことが多すぎて。まずは目の前の仕事から手をつけようぜ。出店者たちを受け入れるって具体的には何をすればいいんだ？具体的に言うと、出店者の登録をして博覧会に参加する商品の確認をして、そんで指定のブースに案内するんだ。それと出店者の間で揉め事が起きたら仲裁に入るのもあたいらの仕事だよ。なるほどな。わかったぞ。残ってる3つのブースのうち1つはアイノの工房用に取ってあるんだ。あとの2つは予約が入ってて、両方他の国から来る大物だ。どっちも一筋縄じゃいかないから、対応するときは慎重にな。旅人がいるんだし、そんなに心配しなくても大丈夫だろう。あんたら分かってないんだよ。 あたいの情報によると
Beta.
片方は遠洋を縦横無尽にかける傭兵の親玉で、もう片方は裏社会を牛耳るドンだ。万が一そんな連中を怒らせたら、もしまずい状況になったら無理せずボスの名前を出すんだぞ。傭兵とギャングの親玉か。とにかくオイラたちに任せろ。
Yeah, we're
お
getting
前は
the
他
easy
の
end.
仕事を進めてくれ。マジ感謝だよ救世主様。今度ナドクライホットドッグおごるから。他のものでも全然おごるから。とにかく2人ともまだ見本市会場には来てないみたいだ。多分一休みできる場所を探してるか、荷下ろしの手配でもしてるんだろう。あたいが教えた場所に行けば会えるはずだ。こっちから出向くのをおすすめするよ。ああいう大物にないがしろにされたなんて思わせない方がいいぞ。
I think they don't mind
それ
waiting.
と
Even if
愛
it
のも
weren't
早く
us.
呼んできてくれ。
Unless
せっかくとびっきりいい場所を取ってやったのに、これ以上開けておいたら他の奴らに文句言われちまう。
Alright. I don't have the quest marker yet.
一人ずつ来てくれ。
That's what she said. Anyway. We have the option to choose which boss we can find first, but I think we're gonna go find Inos first. Or Ino. Without the apostrophe S, because we're just looking for her. I thought she was in the zoom in for a second. And I went past her. That's a new bot. Well, I think I've seen the bot in the version trailer. Or like the event
こんにち
showcase.
は、旅人さん、パイモンさん。
オイラたちネフェルからの依頼で出店者たちの登録作業を任されてるんだ。
はい。アイノは今、パチパチ守衛団の最終チューニングを行っています。
パチパチ。おお、それが工房の展示物なんだな。
It's absolutely quivering.
モグラなどの動物がよく工房に物を盗みに来るので、アイノは工房の資産を守るためにモグラたちを模した防衛装置一式を製作したのです。以前にも一度テストを行い、非常に良好という結果が出たので、アイノは装置一式を全面的にアップグレードし、今回出展することに決めたようです。
じゃあ出品するのはアイノの作品なのか？
工房からの直接注文を除き、アイノが自分の作品を販売することはめったにありません。取引に出すのは設計図ですよ。
なるほどな。ああ、ところでお前たち移動の準備はできてるか？ヤフォダが呼んでたぞ。あいつお前たちのためにいい場所を取っといてくれたんだぜ。ずっと開けたままだと面倒になるかもしれないから早く来てほしいんだってさ。もう言ったでしょ。全部ちゃんとチューニングしてからじゃないと運べないの。いくらせかしたって無駄だよ。ああいうのがそんなに真剣になるなんて珍しいな。
近頃の工房は深刻な資金不足問題に直面しています。今回の出展には経済状況を改善したいという意図があるため、この慎重さは合理的であると言えます。
資金不足？何かすっごくお金のかかる研究でもしてるのか？
不足しているのは研究資金ではなく、甘いもの資金です。甘いものの過剰購入により研究資金に穴が生じた事例が計47回も確認されています。そこで私は工房運営の観点から研究資金と甘いもの資金を区分し、勝手な流用を禁じました。しかし近頃アイノは丸々1ヶ月分の甘いもの資金を使い切ってしまったのです。
No surprises there.
完成！パチパチ守衛団しっかり活躍してね。
会場への案内をお願いします。
The bot is having a cold, the way it's shivering and using cool colors. You lead Anno and Nefa to defend you.
実演用の足場はここに置こった。アイノの新作防衛装置、気になるな。いつでも遊びに来てよ。絶対君たちをがっかりさせないから。
ご案内ありがとうございました。
どういたしましてだぞ。出店者はアイノとイネファで登録していいんだよな。
アイノは出店者とは言えません。アイノは賑やかな雰囲気が好きではないので、見本市が始まり次第工房に戻り、私が店番をする予定です。
あ、そっか。そうだよな。
So not exactly a good idea to have to get around at a black market. In Slack and Schmack defense bots, you can participate in combat simulations with an F-on to test the efficacy of guard mechanisms by deploying a variety of... Oh, my throat. By deploying a variety of guard mechanisms, you must defeat the enemies commanded by Nefa to prevent them from breaching the stronghold behind you. So it's another tower defense plant. I mean, robot versus zombies. But by deploying guard mechanisms, again on top of already deployed mechanisms, you can construct a stronger mechanism combination. Make use of the characteristics of different mechanism combinations to defeat your enemies. I can't think of anything that would resemble that at the moment. At critical moments, you can use the bind technique to attack enemies and clear out those who have slipped through the defensive line. During this stage, you can check detailed information on the mechanisms and enemies at any time, as well as the opposing lineup for each incoming wave. Okay. Let's start. I'm not sure why I started walking. I don't know which keybind was walking. There's a tutorial, and we are apparently forced to go into the tutorial. We have time to deploy our mechanisms before the enemy gets here. Let's deploy the Mold Chef first. That'll allow you to take a better look at its abilities too. Mold Chef periodically generates Legion energy. I'm going to put them here. Mold Chef periodically generates Legion energy. Yep, we are. Alright, the energy produced is collected automatically. We've collected enough energy. Now it's time to deploy the cannoneer to strike the enemy. Cannoneer fires shells at the enemy at a standard rate. The Legion is ready and can engage the enemy now. We also use the bombing technique to cover our bases and make sure we don't miss anything. It takes 2 bursts to kill an enemy. A Halo Troll, rather.
Right.
They also get a slight speed boost when they get in range here. We're gonna need more firepower. Does it health? Does it regen health? I don't think it does. You can use multiple mechanisms in tandem. First, let's start by getting ourselves some Legion energy. Energy orbs will come down from above from time to time. The bot is blocking it, I think. You collect Legion energy by simply touching it. So it's like collecting sun in the As a result, if you're in a pinch something, move closer to the Mold Chef and dismantle it to receive some energy. So dismantling it costs a bit of energy, or at least you have a deficit. Combine 2 cannoneers to create a new mechanism capable of dealing with more powerful opponents. So how do I do that? So you go into the tile, or you just look at either the tile with the robot you want, and you left click to build it. The super cannoneer is ready. Enemy approaching. Every pair of mechanisms can be combined to make a new one. So play around and see what you get. It takes 3 bursts to kill all of these guys. It looks like we're ready for the real deal. Or drill, rather. It unlocks gradually as usual, so we're gonna have a second stream on this event. Legion's Strike Rhythm. Okay, they play timid shield crabs. Okay, shield crabs are probably shields. Your pumpkins in Snowbreak, or your walnuts in Plant vs. Zombies. So you have 4 bots. We have Mole Chef, expert providing support to the Thwack and Smack defense bots operation, and also a chef with fantastic culinary skills. Originally, the moles came to the workshop to steal because the wildhound and monster outbreaks had left them unable to obtain food. After learning about this, I had enough to distribute food to these little animals. One of which then collected some delicacies using a rather clever method and gifted them to Nefa as thanks. Cannoneer. This key warrior among the it's such a mouthful. Thwack and Smack defense spots is a mechanical soldier armed with portable cannon. Fortunately, the mechanical soldier defending the workshop would only fire food items to keep the small animals happy and persuade them to leave. These projectiles fly at a fairly low speed, like a ball being tossed gently between friends. However, the weight of a single cabbage can exceed even that of a heavy musket round. So in encounters with those bearing ill intentions, the mechanical soldiers can crank up the cannon's power to deliver devastating blows. I wouldn't use food as ammunition. Timid shield crab, so this is the one we saw in the beginning. A mechanism with moderate defense capabilities that can effectively block ground enemies. A unit that is key to holding the front line for the Thwack and Smack defense bots. Equipped with 2 sturdy metal shields, it has the traits of both a rock crab and a robot. What's the word? Biomimicry? I think that's the word. It is lightly equipped with its display head to send warning signals to the opponents. However, because the rock crab has a mild temperament, the shield crab is likewise somewhat timid. So much so that NFL once had to try to learn from tougher mechanisms, such as charred lumber. I assume this is the next one. Nope, it's not. Lastly, Ducky, exposed shortly after deployment, dealing massive damage to nearby enemies, it cannot be combined with other mechanisms during its priming phase. So what about after it's primed? The most hot-tempered member of the Thwack and Smack defense bots, it became so furious that it literally explodes. Its core comes from a mechanism originally designed to transport flammable and explosive goods. However, because these high-energy materials are in such high demand, the mechanism was constantly targeted by bandits. Eventually, it grew so fed up that it decided to switch careers. Might as well blow up those low lives first and ask questions later. So Moly Do, this is the dual moles. When 2 mole chefs work together, they're able to manage more stoves at the same time, and naturally, they're able to provide more food and energy. In general, preparing food for the mechanisms is quite simple. There's no need to ask them what they wish to eat. All that's required is ensuring their energy intake is sufficient. The 2 mole chefs learned their pose from a comic book that... Which led to Aino, right, Alice, I think? It's said to be a pose that allows 2 warriors to work together with the seamless unity of being fused. I assume that's like a Dragon Ball fusion dance reference. Target flying. It doesn't say... I think it doesn't say if you can target flying, it just says single target. This one says single target and can target flying, so I assume this one cannot. Fire Shell is a faster rate, dealing increased damage to flying units, has a chance to generate Legion energy when firing. The story goes like this. After the creature is blown to bits, the mole borrowed the Cannoneer's gear and headed to the front lines. Now we can take down monsters while ripping up meals for the other bots at the same time. Never once heard from the Knights of Oni station in Nod-Krai that a troop's combat effectiveness is closely related to its field chef. So as long as the chef is also incredibly strong in battle, the troop will surely be unbeatable. Food is really important in militaries. You know, after they train or after they fight, they need the energy. So, and I'm sure everyone knows that if you have good food, you do well. Low entry shield mole, a mechanism with a certain degree of defensive capability that is able to block ground enemies effectively. Periodically restores health to itself and mechanisms in the same row. Interesting. Also generating Legion energy. Following the kitchen explosion, mole began deploying shield mechanisms to prevent further intrusions by enemies and projectiles alike during reconstruction. It never once came across a sniffer mole and a rock crab deep in conversation on a beach between Hissy Island and Lempo Isle. So engrossed and involved there in the conversation, she managed to record a 6-hour clip for Anna's entertainment. Though in the end, Anna decided to use a video as a sleep aid instead. Double Trouble Squeaky Ducky. Exposed when enemies approach, doing massive damage to the nearby enemies and generating a large amount of Legion energy. Huh. So I guess it's reusable? Seeking revenge for the blown up kitchen, and both chefs joined forces with the Blasty Ducky to strike back. However, they later realized that monsters didn't even have a kitchen, since cooked food was useless to them. And since they were already fired up, they figured they might as well head to the front lines to fight. The stiff moles of Nod-Krai are omnivores, and some even developed a taste for cooked food and after sampling delicacies at the Frostman's Science Room per night, and then started living healthier lives. Interesting. Not all animals can eat cooked food. We eat cooked food because it kills bacteria, and it transforms some proteins. It transfers some proteins to make them more digestible. It also makes food more. For example, if you're eating raw meat, depending on which meat, of course. For example, chicken. Raw chicken is very chewy. Yeah, I guess it also depends on how thin you slice it. But you know, at the same thickness, you would honestly like raw, let's say tuna or salmon is much softer and less chewy than something like chicken or pork. And again, I would not recommend eating raw pork or chicken. They have a very high likelihood of containing harmful bacteria and parasites. Especially pork has a high chance of containing parasites, while chicken has a high chance of having salmonella. Salmonella, Jesus Christ. Beef, usually the surface is what you gotta take care of. You don't necessarily want to wash the beef sometimes. Depends on what you're doing there, really. Usually just pat it dry and you cook the surface. Where was I? According to enough, she has seen several makeshift kitchens built by the sniffer moles themselves. Though still rather crude, these kitchens are certainly adequate for their purpose. Interesting. I don't know if there are any animals that can cook food, like in real life. Like there certainly are animals that can use heat as a defense mechanism, not exactly for offense or for like cooking them. Like I'm not just talking about like, you know, adding seasoning and like, you know, actually culinary. I meant like cooking. Super Cannoneer, so this is what we had earlier. First additional shells at the enemy at a standard right, dealing increased damage to shielded enemies. Interesting. Surely at full firepower, any enemy can be taken down, right? Before the giant cannon was put in place in Nasha Town, Anna tested this theory by creating a multi-barreled mechanism that combines several light muskets, which she then used to ambush individual Mod Hunt members. What do you mean members? The result was unfortunately abysmal. This led her to the conclusion that full firepower is only possible if every shot is guaranteed to cause basic damage. This is why Cannoneers carry weapons of massive caliber. Suppression Cannoneer. Fire shell at the enemy at a slower rate, shells deal AoE damage and slow enemies within the blast radius. Okay, that's nice. In plenty of films and comics, powerful ranged fighters somehow become hopeless at the moment the enemy gets too close. I always thought that was unfair. If you can win from afar, why let them get that close in the first place? She would complain. Nifl's response was simple: then just slow them down. And so Anna made a few adjustments, giving both the Cannoneer and the timid shield crab the ability to hinder their opponent's movement. Rain of Fire Cannon Ducky. Defeat effect. I assume that's like a... There you go, enemies 6 roll on hunting feet. Fire shells at the enemy at a slower rate, but with a larger attack range. Interesting. Prioritizes backline enemies. Upon defeat, deals massive damage to nearby enemies. For a guard mechanism built to keep shelling enemies non-stop, replacing the deliberation with firepower may not be entirely unreasonable. And I thought once discovered that even when Blasty Ducky was locked indoors, it would somehow slip out just to bombard monsters. At that point, there's little reason to hold it back, so she simply handed it to the Cannoneer's equipment and let it rain fire to its heart's content. Determined Shield Crab has increased defensive power and can effectively block ground enemies, periodically restoring itself to itself. This one only restores health to itself, so if we want this on the very front, and then this one we want it like maybe probably at the back of the row, because we can have it generate energy for one and then restore health to mechanisms in the same row. I don't know how it counts rows and columns though. Hi. Again. After enduring mission after mission, the pair of shield crabs has awakened their fighting spirit and grown remarkably brave. Never observed that when deployed alone, a shield crab tends to hang back, acting cautious and reserved. When two close companions take the field together, they stand firm at the very front line. Perhaps it's only natural. If one were to retreat, the other will be left to bear the brunt alone. Ninja Plastidaki. An organism with a certain degree of defensive capability that is able to block ground enemies effectively. Exposed upon defeat, dealing massive damage to nearby enemies. I wonder if the exposed upon defeat part is the defeat of the enemies or the defeat of this unit. Anyway, after venting its fury in a thoroughly satisfying barrage, the once hot-headed Blastidaki finally appears to have settled down. Borrowing equipment from the shield crabs, it even adopts what looks like a proper defensive formation. When something slips past its defenses, that explosive personality returns in full force. Soon it's rummaging through its own compartments for hidden charges, because blowing things up is still its preferred solution. Alright, we know now everything about the bots. Good pro gamer, what do you think about Llama? I don't know if you saw Llama. I don't know if you went away yet. Assuming assuming you didn't go away again. I like her for two bigger reasons. We have bishops as the elite enemies here. Interesting. Most of them are countered by shields. Interesting.
対戦が間もなく始まります。準備してください。
I wonder if throw is this or is it this? Look at. Oh no, we have different. Okay. It's fine. I guess we'll find out.
異なる2種類の機械の組み合わせ。まるでステーキの上にケーキを乗せるようなものですね。この例えはアイノには内緒です。
Why is that voice but not the tutorial? Whatever. I guess it's because you hear those voice lines more, or at least you see them pop up more, and I think one of my criticisms of previous events is that I can't really tell what they say if they're not voiced, like what they said. Sometimes they just show up as text on the side. That's you know, I won't know. Let's give the shield bot to this one. We can slow down enemies as well. Also, this guy doesn't generate energy that fast. It's quite a while. I'll like upgrade the meter further. No, it's only 2 stages. I mean, what if I just have a double attack on this one? I also read combos here if you know need to check like what does what, you know. Really, a source of ducky costs 150, which is really expensive. Oh yeah, they spawn a different crap.
新たな攻撃ユニットが登場しました。
Yeah, that's a bit of a problem.
Tabbyさんの防衛線を突破しました。さすが私です。
Yeah, I know, we need more energy. I think we're gonna give this one a double shield or something, so I can heal. regen is not great here. Also, rebuilding them does give, like, regenerate all of their health. Yeah, so these are columns. These lines, these long ones are columns. This guy's at regenerating health. For this guy.
旅人さんの指揮効率は標準の3倍以上です。これが私の最後の構成です。はっはっは。
Unless you can press the same button, like for example I have free press, if you press it again, it turns that off. Okay, let's put this guy here. Right. I think these guys trigger. That moves with the health. I think we need more AoE for that one. 93% efficiency, but it counts, so, you know, good enough. No flanking allowed. There's flying units. All flying? No, some flying. So we need some that can target some flying units. So mole cannon. Yeah, I think we have to use mole cannon. Mole cannon seems to be the only one that can target air units. Let's do double moles and mole cannon. And then shields in front. Let's do from this side, crap. Shield here. Come on, make energy faster, dude. I also wish they were like actually cooking and you can like see their progress, because right now they're just doing that and then they sometimes do the energy. There we go. We need the energy ASAP to kill that flying unit.
特別なお知ら
Oh,
せ
we
で
can
す。
target flying as well.
初心者報酬をお受け取りください。
Starter roids. Now you guys are giving me energy. target flying? Wait, we can. And also, our ability does charge pretty quick, so we don't have to worry about hoarding the ability until the end. We should put the one that can heal the same row on this tile. Which is the one that can heal the same tile? The same row, sorry. I moved them all. Okay. You are tanky, but you don't heal like this guy. Well, let's do it so that we can have this full effect. Well, these guys do target air units as well. These guys give energy? Is that why we have so much energy? Yeah, they okay. But I assume they deal like less damage overall or something. Oh, it blows up after a short time. It doesn't. It's not. That's not the priming radius. It's the damage radius, and it's flying over everything. Okay. Please kill it. Please kill it. Crap.
旅人さんの防衛線を突破しました。さすが私です。これが私の最後の構成です。はっはっは。
Can we kill both of you with this? No. Oh god, there's a lot of them. Yeah, you need at least one more row of defenses, I would say. Plus anti-aircraft fly. It's not flawless. What are you talking about? If it was flawless, then I wouldn't have leaked any. I think Enefa needs to get her logical processing units checked out. Anyway, let's go find... Can we just teleport here? Yep. Let's go find Widow on the Alcor. We can just somehow board the boat, even though it's in the middle of the ocean.
この船って
The Alcor.
こいつは船体の第2艦さ。主張整合は古雲閣で巡回中だ。
北
Let's
斗
not the
確
Alcor.
かに遠洋を縦横無尽にかける傭兵の親玉だな。
初対面じゃあるまいし、仰々しい呼び方はやめてくれ。
How Linnea like spent her whole life trying to get a research vessel. I wonder if she can just like use the second boat that Beto has, rather than just flying a vessel herself. Like maybe just travel with them instead, because the Alcor does seem to go to multiple regions. We've seen it go to. Have we seen it go to Mondstadt? I don't recall, but well, it's as you can tell, they've definitely been to Nod-Krai.
そのこれには訳があって。
I guess they mostly go between Inazuma and Niue.
突っ立ってないで座って話そう。今お茶を持ってこさせる。
Welcome back. We're already on your boat.
うん、そうだったのか。あの非分の館の主人とも付き合いがあるなんてな。テイワット中を巡ってるだけあって大した人脈だ。
ひひひ。
Registration.
わあ、忘れるところだったぞ。出店情報を登録しなきゃいけないんだ。出店者とどんなものを取引するつもりかも教えてくれ。
出店者は私と店番する奴らが何人かだな。他の連中は船に残る。取引に出すものはこいつだ。
Oh, weapons.
これって。
That's a Guizhong
ずっと前から
ballista,
行幸は奇襲機の改良に着手してたんだ。この第2巻にもあいつが改良した型の一つが装備されてる。この型の奇襲機は遠距離誘導を通じて目標を正確に攻撃できる。威力も半端ないし、この見本市では引っ張りだこになること間違いなしだな。
こんなもの売ってもいいのか？
It's the black market. Also the teapot
心
has
配無
a...
用さ。洗顔軍の最新型はこれよりずっと改良されてる。こいつはもう型落ち品なんだ。
Also the teapot has rib
ネ
lighting.
フェルが言ってた通り、ここの取引は何でもありらしいし、いいのか。
Who's gonna buy something like this?
心配いらないわ。ナドクライ見本市にはテイワット各地から買い手が集まるもの。きっと大口客が釣れるはずよ。
悪い悪い。荷下ろしに気を取られて、こいつも船に乗ってるって言い忘れてた。
What do you think about this one?
もう出店するのか？
調査でナドクライに来る必要があって乗せてもらっただけだから登録はいいわ。久しぶりね、旅人。非分の館の主人によろしく伝えておいて。
What kind of work?
仕事よ。詳しくは話せないけど。
Which kind of
こ
thing is
の
it?
顔、これ以上聞くなってことか？
それじゃあ私はお先に。用事が済んだらみんなに一杯おごってあげる。
Just noticed, Yelan kind of looks like
その
Yellow
時は
Bomb.
ナドクライの味をじっくり楽しませてもらうよ。
登録できたぜ。会場まで案内するからついて
Maybe
き
the
てくれ。
teapots also have room lighting. It's not as strong. But the rest of crew to unload the cargo and follows you to the venue.
ここか？いい場所だ。
Also
手が空い
selling
たら遠距離誘導のテストを手伝ってくれ。スリル満点で楽しいぞ。
being tested with guidance. This is like old technology, so you should have it figured out by now. In far support assault, you need to defeat as many enemies as possible within the time limit to earn a battle rating. After the challenge ends, rewards will be granted based on your battle rating. Each battlefield has a unique feature that favors specific combat styles. During battles, defeat enemies accumulate support progress. When support progress reaches its maximum value, you can enter guidance mode to designate targets for the Grecian ballistas and long-range strikes, limiting enemies on a large scale. After entering guidance mode, you need to actively aim at the targets to ensure the long-range barrage hits the enemy accurately. High-speed general-purpose ammunition will arrive first. After a period of time, explosive ammunition will arrive, increasing the attack range and damage significantly. Additionally, defeating enemies in guidance mode greatly boosts the battle rating obtained. Makes sense. This is my keybind for walking. Not that. It's not caps lock. It should be on caps lock, but it's not. It's on... Whatever. I'm ready. Oh yeah, it's called Alcor 2. Okay. Like the Unshakable Mountain, there's a clear resemblance between a warhead screaming downward at full speed and a massive boulder plummeting from a treacherous cliff. With enough momentum, both could shatter the enemy's armored roof. Geo, it seems like. Oh. Well. They gave us a max Linnea. Speaking of Linnea, I saw on, I think, Reddit today, that Linnea can one-shot, Stralabus. Hell is Kongbina? But she can clear it in 1 second. And then Linnea, and then... where is Luga? Awuga. Linnea first.
前線誘導はあんたに任せた。
灯火のもとに影。
洞察と注意、律令を生む。
火力支援の準備はできた。ターゲットを
So
教え
2
な。
biopes equals 1, Two wilds
今回
equals
のは
1
高火力だぞ。
rod.
完璧な誘導だった。
And then the bar on the right during the barrage shows how much
光の裁
duration
き
you
を
have left.
引く価値のない価格守るし先方よ。来たれ。さあ、行け。
火力支援の準備はできた。ターゲットを教えな。
Ballista does have a cooldown. I think we can get that.
洗い清めまし
Crystal is probably one of my best units. These have all the characters in heart. So unlike most combat challenges with events, when you're in the special weapon, I'll just call it that, the time still ticks down. Now that's what I call a blast. The enemy's been reduced to ash. Usually, for example, in the event where you're use Jane's Lion Fang stuff, time pauses when you use the Lion Fang mode. And then there's also the ones that we have to take photos of the weak points. Those also have the same thing. Marka, sorry. I want to use Electro Swirl. Interesting. This already forms Hex Array. Can I see what their official is? Stringless. C0. Not that good. Okay, so let's use our own official. I think our official is better. I think. Wrong button. Put our artifact set, C6. Yeah, ours is better. Okay, and then we want... We don't have to use Electro. We can use like Pyro or Hydro or Cryo even. But we want to use dual of the element that we bring. There's not gonna be a lot of them because these are all elite units. need YouTube that badly. I guess we can just use Venti instead, like regardless. I think this one is still gonna be easy, so we don't have to try too hard.
弾薬装填完了。信号待ってるよ。
オーライ、俺についてこい。よっよっと。あっ、よっと。しっかりついてこいよ。それ、もっと激しく。オーライ、突風が制圧する。
風だ。姿を見せ。
あっ、よっと。
暖房。
気をつけろ。火力支援が来るまで持ちこたえるんだ。
オーライ。
火力支援の準備はできた。ターゲットを教えな。
These guys are weaker. Which makes sense because Varga isn't that good, so they have to make it easier to get points to get Varga.
今回のは高火力だぞ。完璧な誘導だった。
逃げようなんて思わないでよね。ここだよ。はあ。
オーライ。チェーンと。はっ。チェーン。よっと。俺についてこい。
気をつけろ。火力支援が来るまで持ちこたえるんだ。火力支援の準備はできた。ターゲットを教えな。
Really try to move your crosshair into the area that has more time so you can get more of the go. Might have to try this one.
対地攻撃用弾頭に変更。火力を強化。
We might get it, we might not. We got silver. Let's try again, but we change up the team comp a bit. I think I'm just gonna not. I'm not gonna use the Varka, I think. Okay, one swirl. Maybe I use Varka, but not Fischl. Maybe. Because Fischl's cooldowns are hard to manage without sacrificial. Get it? Fischl, sacrificial? From this, who do we bring? A cryo for a debuff? Is there cryo Hexer? I don't think there is. Maybe we can still farm Hexer using Venti. We don't really have cryo applications though, because our cryo units are usually for freeze. Hydro? Like that, maybe? We can use Calm Beta so we don't have health drain. Yeah, probably that. we can still do crowd damage when, you know, that's happening for some reason. I think our characters are, like our buildings are still on the arena, but just, they're not shown. And those characters cannot deal damage, but, you know, you can still see that as number. Sort of like they did think about it, but they didn't completely overlook it. But, you know, you can tell that it's still happening.
新月が来る風だふうはっはー運命よここにいでよ運命よ満ちて今宵も月をさ
敵に俺についてこいもっと激しく
気をつけろ火力支援が来るまで持ちこたえるんだ逃げようなんて思わないでよね足元火力支援の準備はできたターゲットを教えな
Yeah, I think this is as good. Yeah, I'll do this off screen. I don't use Vodka enough to know like when to switch off of him, and I think our other characters don't deal enough damage on their own. What if I just use a, do I have to use anime? No. What if I just use Lunar Crystallize then? Because we do have a Stone-Hat Lava Trail here. So yeah, we're basically using it with pure strength. I didn't choose the wrong difficulty, did I? No? Okay.
Zen 片付けましょう価格守るし先行に来たる
移して新月が来る
黎明の光を
火力支援の準備はできたターゲットを教えな
Well, we do deal damage, it's just, it's not big enough damage. Because the damage, the health they have is expected. You're expected to deal health damage using the ballista, so the damage required to kill them is a lot higher.
対地攻撃用弾頭に変更火力を強化完璧な誘導だった
解決します雨ルリの月を映す三月輝け結晶のごとく光が
灯火のもと陰り
そこ洞察と知恵熱量を生み洗い清めましょうせっさっやっ洗い清めましょう
気をつけろ火力支援が来るまで持ちこたえるんだ
雨ルリの月を
火力支援の準備はできたターゲットを教えな
I think the crosshair is on the player level. That's why the higher damage is following us. It's following the end of the crosshair rather than being at the middle of the area. We're gonna like cross. And we got it.
完璧な誘導だった
Right? tries, but that's because I don't really know how to use Arcane. Right. Hold on. I got a Discord message. Right, let's go find. Is this Navia? I know it's Navia, but here?
フラッグシップ？あ、きっと宿の手続きをしてるんだな。相棒、それにパイモンも。ナビア、久しぶりだな。
I'm guessing you're here for the expo.
そうよ。スピナリロースらも出店するの。おお、お前が裏社会のドンか。
何それ、私の新しい呼び名？なかなかかっこいいじゃない。
実はオイラたち見本市の出店者登録とか展示品のチェックとかを手伝ってるところなんだ。なるほどね。座って話しましょう。ちょうど美味しい料理をたくさん頼んだところなの。クロリンデとシュブルーズも荷物を置いたら戻ってくるから。あ、噂をすればなんとやらね。
私たちの話か？
クロリンデとシュブルーズも来てたんだな。
Nod-Kraiは秩序が乱れていて危険だ。スピナディロースラーのフォンテーヌにとっての意義を考えれば、現会長に何かあっては困る。
こんなに強い私に何かあるとは思えないんだけどな。ま、友達と一緒に旅できて楽しいけど。
気が緩みすぎだと何度言えば。
わかったわかった。とにかく改めて紹介させて。今の私のボディーガード、フォンテーヌ一番の凄腕決闘代理人よ。
裏社会のドンとそのボディーガード。よし、登録したぞ。お、シュブルーズは？
私は公務で来ただけだ。最近起きた大事件にNod-Kraiと関係するものが多くてな。
おお、じゃあこれ以上聞かないでおくぜ。ああ、そうそう、スピナディロースらが展示する商品も登録させてくれ。
これよ。フォンテーヌ科学院が新しく開発したウーシアとプネウマの中継システム。これを制御すればウーシアとプネウマのエネルギーを使って戦えるの。
ってことは武器か？
法律に縛られないマーケットでは一番の売れ筋でしょ。
それは確かにそうなんだけど、シュブルーズの前でそういうことを言われるとなんだか落ち着かないぞ。
構わない。犯罪小説で無法地帯の描写は山ほど読んできた。警察としてこういった場所で活動するにあたって最も重要なのは一時的に規定を捨てることだ。では私はこれで失礼する。隊員たちが待っているからな。
もしよかったらオイラたちが会場まで案内してやるぞ。
ありがとう。じゃあ今すぐ行きましょう。私も欲しいものがないか見て回りたいし。
You lead Navia and Chlorine to the venue.
想像してたよりずっと広いのね。でもまだ人が少なくてちょっと寂しいかも。
見本市はまだ始まってないからな。ヤフォダもまだまだ忙しいみたいだし、手伝いに行った方が良さそうだ。
こっちは私とクロリンデで大丈夫よ。手が空いたらぜひ私たちの展示品も体験しに来てちょうだいね。
3組の出店者の登録が無事終わったな。ヤフォダに知らせに行こうぜ。
In Mosia Barrage countermeasure, travelers will equip an experimental shield which can alternate between Numa and Ozia to counter the incoming barrage. When the experimental shield comes in contact with a barrage of different alignment, the traveler takes damage due to the annihilation reaction. Using action points, when coming into contact with a barrage of the same alignment, your experimental shield absorb it and convert it into energy for attacks. So basically, you want to use the yellow shield to pick up the yellow blocks, and you want to use the blue shield to pick up the blue blocks. Up to 3 stacks of energy can be stored. Each time an attack is launched, consume 1 stack of energy to fire a homing attack at the nearest opponent. The alignment of this attack is the same as the current alignment of the experimental shield. So if you're using a yellow shield, you do yellow attack. If you're using a blue shield, you do blue attack, basically. When the attack's Numa or Azia alignment is opposite of that to that of the opponent, it can deal twice the damage. So if the enemy has blue, you want to use yellow to deal 3 times damage. If it's yellow, you use blue. Certain heavily armored opponents and a strong Lord type opponent each possess an innate ward with Numa or Azia alignments. When the attacks with an alignment opposite to the ward can break it. Same old, same old. The secret of the light-footed stride. Inner shell, can't tell yet. But probably looked at the description of the items or the things. No ammo. Use right click to switch ammo type. Can't sprint in this mode. It takes about 3 blocks to charge for a single shot. It'd be great if I could see who I'm targeting more easily. Because the problem with the targeting is that it's the same color as Azia. The Numa or Azia, the yellow element. So it's hard to see if I'm selecting the enemy I want to attack. Maybe they should use a Reddit for the reticle instead, for the targeting reticle instead. Drop mechanics shell. The projectiles fired by these barrage firing mechanisms will explode and split after a short delay. Keep an eye on where the projectiles land and when they explode. Interesting. Okay. The same enemies, but just they can fire explosive rounds, basically. If I hit it, then it explodes immediately. Why did I suddenly change elements? I didn't press right click, but it changed my elements for some reason. Yeah, it changes my elements when I hit that. That's so weird. It's not too hard. I think it's a bit easy. They get on the earlier stages. So like I'll reserve my comments on the difficulty for later. I believe next is for the story part. That's all we can do on the gameplay part. Yo, who this?
何すんだよ。
つべこべ言わずに場所を明け渡せ。
Alright, rule 1. You're getting beaten up.
会場を管理してるお姉ちゃんだ。設営してたらこの人が突然来て場所を奪おうとしてきたんだ。
この不届き者が！案内にも書いてあっただろう。会場内での武力衝突は一切禁止と。それとも字も読めぬのか？ずっとこんな風に話してみたかったんだ。これなら強盗団のチンピラもビビるだろ。
俺だってこんな真似はしたくな
It
い。
kind of worked.
でも不公平だろ。
どういう意味だ？
Assume they took
な
his
どく
spot.
らい見本市で歓迎されるのは普段は闇市でしか手に入らないようないいものだけってのは常識だ。ならこのガキどもはなんで場所が取れてる？調べてみたが案の定だった。このガキどもはボイニッチ商会の連中とつながりがあったんだ。
Well, that means they're representing
コ
the
ネを
Polish
使え
guild.
ばおもちゃを売るガキでも屋台を出せるってわけか？こっちは申請期限をちょっと過ぎただけで全く融通を聞かせてもらえなかったってのによ。
Also, his name is Punk. He's not cyber though.
デタラメ言うな。俺たちはちゃんと申請したんだ。
け誰が信じるか。
弱そうなやつを選んで手を出したってわけか？そんなの外の世界でしか通用しないよ。ここにはここのルールがあるんだ。この3人は正規のルートから応募してる。信じられないってんならあんたの拳がボイニッチ商会よりでかいかどうかあたいが確かめてやろうか。
今に見てろ。
いやほら、どうしたんだ？心配すんな。チンピラが騒ぎを起こしてただけだよ。手を出すまでもなくビビって逃げてったさ。手がまだ震えてる。危うくボスの名前を出しちまうとこだった。はっ、逃げ足が速くて命拾いしたな。そうじゃなきゃオイラと旅人であいつをコテンパンにしてたぜ。お姉ちゃんありがとう。いいっていいって、あたいの仕事だからね。あれ、あんたらの保護者は確か紹介の。
アーティ、みんな大丈夫か？
大丈夫だよ。突き飛ばされた時ちょっとすりむいただけ。
悪かった。少し用事があって席を外してたんだ。迷
Their
惑をか
parent
けたな。
guardian.
やっぱりか、アシュバパティ。あんたボイニッチ商会で一番金儲けが下手だもんな。せっかくブースの申請が通ったのに子供たちにおもちゃを売らせるなんて。そんなことすんのあんたくらいだよ。
この見本市のコンセプトは自由な取引であって武器限定即売会じゃないだろ。
そうだけどさ、だからあんたは稼げないんだよ。
アーティ、ラーヤ、ネブ、お前たちはブースに戻ってろ。次からは何かあったらすぐ俺に連絡するんだぞ。自分たちだけで危ないことに関わるな。
うん、わかった。
Why don't you use to make these toys? Perhaps it can also be used to make weapons.
確かに。
それは物知りだね。
だったらなんで武器にしなかったんだ？その方がよく売れるのに。
もし子供たちに贈り物をするとしたら、君はおもちゃと武器どっちを選ぶ？
それは
大金を稼ごうなんて気はない
Well,
ん
if they're
だ。
a boy, then they
こ
would
のブ
probably
ース
want
を
a
申請したのも
weapon.
ただ子供たちが興味を持っていたからで、
Nerf gun.
あの子たちが楽しく遊べるならそれで十分だ。
わかったよ。でもあんたは紹介の仕事で忙しいんだろ？子供3人をこんなところにほっぽって。言っとくけど見本市は人も多いし何があるかわかんないからな。
わかってる。だが親が忙しいせいで子供たちが幼少期につまらない思いをするのはよくある話だろう。俺はあの子たちの保護者としてどうしても3人に楽しい時間を過ごしてほしいんだ。
そっか。心配すんな。あたいがちびっこ3人の面倒を見てやるからさ。
The dad from earlier is probably gonna be back somehow, so.
しまった。なんでそんなこと引き受けちゃうんだよ。
本当か。頼むよ。ほら、お前たちもお礼を言いなさい。
ヤホダお姉ちゃん、ありがとう。
ヤホダお姉ちゃん。まあ気にすんなって。とにかく何かあったらあたいに言いな。
じゃあ
Voice.
俺はこれで失礼するよ。
ヤホダ、かっこよかったぜ。子供3人の面倒を見るくらい大したことないって。ただ見本市が本格的に始まっていろんなトラブルの処理に追われるようになったら、心配すんな。オイラたちが手伝ってやるから。そういえば最後の3組の出店者の受付も済ませたぞ。これで見本市を始められるよな。もうできたのか。なら開幕の準備をしないとだな。じゃあまた後で。
There's
本当に大変そう
there's a
だ
smoke
な。
trail. Bus trail. Yeah, we should help as much as we can.
みんな注目。出店者の登録が
Wait,
終わ
that
った
guy's
ので
here.
ボイニッチ商会を代表してナドクライ見本市の開始を宣言します。
UI's not bad. I'll say that much. Good thing these were voiced though.
始まった瞬間すっごい人が集まってきたな。オイラたちも見本市を見て。みんなの展示品の売れ行きが気になるな。一緒に見に行こうぜ。
失礼します。見本市の案内を検索から得られた情報によれば、出店者間のトラブルはあなたが仲裁を担当するということでお間違いないですか？
どうよ、どうしたい？
つい先ほど工房に戻ろうとしたアイノが出店者の裏方同士の話し合いに巻き込まれてしまったのです。データベースを隅々まで検索しましたが、この状況への対処法を見つけることができず、助けを求めに来た次第です。
出店者の裏方同士の話し合い？どういうことだ？
Let's go check it out.
こちらです。
ウーシアとプネウマのエネルギーを使って戦う機械。これで通りがかりの商人を襲う気なら悪党どもは姿を現す必要すらないわね。
遠距離からの誘導、そして精密な爆撃。もしどこかの犯罪組織がこんな代物を手に入れたら、抗争相手はおとなしく投降した方が賢明だろうな。
その
フォンテーヌ科学院が直々にこういう機械を売るわけにはいかないものね。スピナディローシュらの名を借りたのは賢明な判断だわ。
そちらの武器も当然リーウェ総務士が直々に売るわけにはいかない。長年遠洋で活動している傭兵艦隊を表に立てるのは確かに好都合だ。
それでこちらのお嬢さんが取引してるのも武器よね。
カチャカチャクルム掛け工房の請け負う注文には確かに危険なものも少なからず含まれている。しかし
考えすぎかしら。
おそらくそうだな。
イエランとシュブルーズ？こんなところで何してるんだ？
旅人パイモン。 どうやってここを見つけたの？
この場所は確かに人目につきにくいですが、アイノは私に特別な漢字モジュールを搭載しているので、お二人がアイノを引き止めて話をしていることに気がつきました。
工房の主の技術は噂通りだな。
それで結局何の話なの？
すまない。事の重大さゆえ慎重にならざるを得なかったのだ。だが今のやりとりで工房の主は私の操作している剣と無関係だと確認できた。
旅人、私とこちらの特巡隊隊長のためにちょっと手を貸してくれないかしら。
From the sounds of it, Yelan and Chevrius are investigating some thugs who are using ranged weapons to raid, stuff. And I thought, why don't you get Anna out of here? They're no danger here.
わかりました。
こうして話す限り、私もお前も互いのターゲットではないようだな。
戦略がここまで似るなんて、むしろ同じターゲットを追っているようね。
When we talked earlier, it seemed like we were both hiding something.
言われてみればそうだったな。
本当は誰も巻き込まずに極秘のうちに終わらせたかったんだけど、まさか同業者に出くわすなんてね。君にはいろいろ説明しておいた方が良さそうだわ。私と君の関係は言うまでもないし、こちらの特巡隊隊長も君を信頼しているでしょ。君が間に入ってくれれば不必要な誤解を避けられるかもしれない。
うん、私も賛成だ。
Well, yours had actually turned off my mic.
私とこちらの特巡隊隊長がはるばるNod-Kraiまでやってきたのは、とある大物を捕まえるためなの。
ナビアさんは私の代わりに展示会に参加してくれた。そしてあの展示品は本質的には餌でしかないのだ。いい上から来たあの船長についてもおそらくは同じだろう。
なるほどな。つまりお前たちのターゲットは見本市にいるってことか？
相手はどこかの買い手である可能性が極めて高いわ。
じゃあネフェルがオイラたちにあれだけ強調してたのってまさか。
I mean, there's a good chance it's gonna be the guy that, pushed the kid on the ground earlier. Yeah, we're gonna take you to the Curatorium now.
何？非分の館の主人の立場については調査済みだ。私たちの行動を彼女に知られるわけにはいかない。
それは
I think Nefer would be fine with
も
it.
しかしたら私たちの行動なんてとっくに読まれていたのかもしれないわね。だからこそ私たちと接触する役に旅人を抜擢したのよ。私は旅人と一緒に非分の館に行った方がいいと思うわ。友人を困らせたくはないしね。
ああ、わかった。
Alright, let's go there. Again. 'Did I give a glider to Linnea? I do, okay.
ネフェルいるか？お前の判断が必要な状況になっちゃったみたいだ。
リーウェとフォンテーヌからはるばる足を運んでもらったというのに出迎えられなくて申し訳なかったね。イエランさん、シュブルーズさん。
やはり私たちに関する情報を事前に掴んでいたようだな。
来るのを知ってるからって話をしてくれる気になってもらえるとは限らない。
だから旅人に出店者との交渉を任せたのね。私もシェブルーズさんも彼を信頼しているから彼になら本当のことを話せる。そして旅人は君とも仲がいい。だから私たちの計画を知って放っておくはずがない。最初から こうなる確証があったのね。
だからこそ私たちはこうして話ができてるんだ。
So this was the plan all along.
事前に説明できなくて悪かったね。今回の件は厄介になる予感がしたから慎重に進めさせてもらったのさ。約束した報酬はきちんと渡すからそこは安心しとくれ。
早く何があったのか聞きたいぞ。
それは2人に説明してもらおうかね。お互い交換すべき情報もあるかもしれないしね。
少し前リーユへの辺境で盗賊の勢力が突然増大したの。どうやら何らかのルートを通じて以前は手も出せなかったような武器や装備を手に入れたということが分かったわ。行商人も不意をつかれてかなりの被害を受けたのよ。
フォンテーヌの状況もおおむね同じだ。つい先日マフィア間の抗争が急に激化して多くの一般市民が巻き込まれた。調査によって何者かが奴らに異常なほど強力な武器や装備を売りさばいていることを突き止めたが、スピナディロースらの協力があったとしても抗争を止めるのは難しかった。
つまり各国を渡り歩く武器商人の一味がいるってことね。
奴らは極めて慎重だ。至る所で騒ぎを起こしつつも手がかりはほとんど残していなかった。つい先日ボロを出すまではな。
うっかり仕入れ先をばらしちゃったってところかしら。そしてその手がかりはNod-Krai見本市へとつながっていた。
その通りだ。
なるほど。確かに自由度が極めて高い取引の場に武器がないことなんてないからね。ターゲットは確かに見本市にいるかもしれないが、そいつを捕まえるために見本市をぶち壊す気かい？
否定はしない。犯罪者の逮捕は私にとっての最優先事項だ。
非分の館の主人がホストとしての務めを果たして私たちに便宜を図ってくれるなら、少なくとも見本市を壊すような真似はしないけれど。
Nod-Krai見本市では全ての取引が守られてる。たとえそれが他の場所じゃ非合法だったとしてもね。だからこそ見本市は存続してるんだ。ボイニッチ商会は取引の双方からマージンを取ってる。だから取引を守る義務がある。とにかく買い物をしに来た客が大勢の前で連れ去られるなんてことを許す気はないよ。
交渉すると言いながら一番肝心な点は交渉不可なのね。
落ち着けよ。何か別の方法があるかもしれないだろ。
守られているのは見本市内での取引だけということだな。
なるほど。
見本市と関係のない取引に私が口出しする筋合いはないね。
いいわ。見本市のルールを壊すことはしないと約束する。
もう一つ条件がある。あんたらがその約束をちゃんと守るように旅人に立ち会ってもらう。それでもいいかい？
彼なら受け入れよ
う。分かってくれてありがたいよ。
つまり交渉成立だよな。
ああ、最高の結果さ。あんたのおかげだ。ありがとね。
Mention it. I didn't want there to be any conflict between you guys anyway.
そういえばもう一つ頼みたいことがあるんだ。すべてが終わった後、この裏にあった一連の物語を聞かせてくれないかい？
Problem? I guess she wants some intel in return. So that's that's part one complete. I assume there's part 3 parts, and then a 4th part if you include the epilogue. Let's see if I can, see. Wasn't me. Huh. So there's 17 event-related anecdotes. Interesting. Okay, yeah, so 4 parts include the epilogue. 2 days. So next stream is gonna be in 2 days. At least 2 days. Can I stream? I'm not sure. 15 days. So yeah, maybe like 2 weeks later, right, sometime before the event ends. We do have a bit of time left. Respiral Abyss. We're done again after all. Yeah, so the Spiral Abyss. Actually, I'm gonna go check out the Serenity Teapot. Let's see if there's any new decorations and stuff. You know, as usual. We do this every version. Or at least, you know, try to.
この同点
I wish there was a way to remove the notifications. There might not be new items. It's probably because I switched to a new device, a new installation. Oh nope, this is new. Gotta turn this down, so don't buy 20 of something that I might not need. I think that's the only thing new, but it's probably because I didn't buy it before. All right. I think I do need more, so let's go buy some. And character experience.
同点につ
So what's in the battle pass for the weapons? And I don't recall seeing some of these. I thought this was Lohan's weapon. Like these 5 are old. I have all 5 of these actually. And Wolfang, yeah, this is somewhat new. I recall seeing it somewhere. I think I recall seeing it somewhere as well. Yeah, I think I've seen all 5 of these somewhere, but I just can't recall where. I might buy the battle pass if I have level 50 by the end of the update. Not sure. If I do, I'll show off, you know, the weapons and stuff I get on stream. So I buy it on stream. Hopefully, I don't have to like show my payment information. I probably don't have to, but you know, it's better to be safe than sorry. I don't want to leak my credit card info or something. I don't have a credit card. Probably should have said that. Anyway, because we cleared floor 11 for 9 stars, we get to have floor 9 for free. So for this rotation, it is Rumbling Moon. Shockwave releases when you trigger Lunar Crystallize. Basically, Moon Drifts are the Lunar Crystallized constructs. Lunar damage increased by 50%. Opponent details. Okay, so I think we can use a crystallized team on the first half, and then a regular lunar team on the second half. We're gonna have to think about who to use though. We can definitely make Ascending Gleam on both teams. The problem is who do we assign to each team though? Right. So for our first team, Crystallize, we're gonna use our usual team comp. It's gonna be that right here. And then Leia and Aluya. Second half, this. Right, who do I usually bring here? Remember. No, I know. Let's bring Farina. Because these are gonna already make Ascending Gleam. Farina's health drain can buff Neuvillette through fanfare. Okay, I don't have to explain too much for this one. It's only floor 10. Okay, really? Seriously, what button is my Q? E? E? Really? E? Of all buttons? Anyway.
片付けとは三月よ輝けご挨拶します灯火のもとに
行け価格守りし先行よ来たれ
Go. Hopefully I did regenerate some energy from that.
遠くをたたえよ世界を熱狂の行け
騒ぐな
There we go. That wild honestly died faster than I expected it to. I didn't expect the shield to go down so fast. Anyway, I forgot what's in here, but it should be fine.
また一人来たか
片付けましょう洗い清めましょう
There we go. I think it's a radiant beast, I think. You're a radiant beast.
掃除に
殲滅モード
私は帰ってきた
Well, did mess up the rotation a little bit because I didn't know how much health, how much damage you need to deal.
その頭を直してやろう
てめえの光を頼んだよ
今回こそ
それ雨上がりルリーの月を
And now I can just use whatever because it's the last chamber.
じゃじゃーん光り輝くがいい
西風の祝福そうについ
防衛モード
静粛に
And there we go. Now we gotta be a little bit more focused. Things are gonna get serious now. Starting to get serious. Not too serious. 12 is where we gotta get actually serious. EM increase, so we don't have to use Luna this time. Really? It's not a monolith, so it's these guys for some reason. We want Geo on the first half, and then Pyro on the second half. Okay. Problem is, this guy is Hydra already, so Uspring, Columbina, or Farina wouldn't be as beneficial. Or Lunar-Bloom. Regardless, second half is gonna be our usual. Maybe just use the same team comp as last time. No, it has Dendro on it. Maybe use dual Electro? We don't have to use Ascendant Gleam in here. We could. We don't have to. And then another Dendro unit. No, not Dendro, Electro unit. We can use our, you can always we can always use Red and Shogun. We really need Night Soul. Let's bring Red and Shogun. In the first half, we bring our Lunar Crystallize. We're gonna use Farina here instead of Columbina, is because we can heal if we need to. And we already have enough Moon Sign characters to form a Stunning Gleam for Linnea and Deluga. Even if Linnea doesn't count, then we still have Deluga. Yeah, more health. Let's go EMs because both teams can benefit, whereas health will only benefit the second team. I guess we do have Farina on here, so it does benefit us, but not much. I like this. We also have I think that was exactly one rotation. Not bad. And rescue.
見切りました満ちて今宵月をさ塵となってください絶縁障壁
高き私は下げす
こ
裁きの怒り。
防衛モード。
騒ぐ
There we go. And skill damage.
お披露目だ。歌え。僕の長物なめないでください。ルナノーブより捧ぐ。
灯火のもとに陰りなし
片付けましょうアメアメルリーは月を移す行けさあ払い清めましょう
ここも
一生のごとく光り輝く。
光の裁きを受けあだ
価格守りし先行で来たれ行け
Go. And then, no, where are you? Where you at? Ah, right.
生きて三月よ輝け。殲滅モード。絶縁衝撃。
私は帰ってきた褒美を垂れろ
逃げ道はあります。
流れて。
静粛に
There we go. Now for our last chamber. It is a Hydrophantasm, so we don't have to heal. Or either we don't have to use 3 different damage. Um...
お披露目だ。光り輝くがいい。行ってルミ。
頼んだよ
そこそう払い清めましょうはっそう
お望み通り。開幕。
黎明の光を言ってあ
片付けましょうアメアメルリーは月を移す行け
There we go. The thing is that it's important to have some healing with Lunar Crystallize. That's why Linnea it has healing. Because Lunar Crystallize doesn't give you shields, unlike regular Crystallize. If you do somehow form regular Crystallize,
裁きの怒り。
真実は来る。
you won't die.
交渉は終わりです。
Thankful damage.
高く私は下げさ騒ぐ
A lot more damage than I expected.
塵となってください。防衛モード。
Yeah, I've never taken out the Jade, the Flume Jade Shroom, whatever, that fast. Let's head back out. And we probably need to do some unboxing for floating. Or leveling. Boxes. Let's open the garbage ones first. You only open 10 at a time. Okay, interesting. And we can use 3 of these. Garbage. Dual crit. Single crit. These are okay. Like, this one you can give it to, you know, Jubai. This one you can give it to Columbina or Jubai. Same thing here. Like, they're not bad, but,
世はいつも雨
there's
雲と
room to improve with non-small stats. Alright. Crystallize first half, and then normal charged attack in second half. Does plunge count as a charge attack? I don't think it does. Ooh, Kenki. Only one of you? Or maybe 2 or 3 of these. It's probably 2. Moongekko. Okay, yeah, we have to use Veressa. Veressa doesn't have much normal attacks. Like, she does weave some in, but not that many. But you're expected to use, Mavwika, maybe Wolani? No, maybe Wolani causes skill damage, doesn't she? What are you supposed to use here then? I guess you could have Night Soul through Oron using his ult and skill to break his ward. Okay, let's build this first team first. Because we know what that team's gonna be like. The most difference is gonna be swapping out Comdare for Farina. But let's put that aside for now. Right here. Let's assume Veressa. Is there a Night Soul healer? I think about it. Does Yensan heal? Or is Yensan just a buffer? Bennett and then Cheverus, I guess? Yeah, we can make an overload team that way. We can't really do normal attacks though. That's the problem. Hey, can I? Can't swap a Night Soul for some reason. They should add that, to be honest. And also Bennett should have Night Soul. Like if Bennett ever gets out of the meta with Power Creep, he should get Night Soul. I don't think I have a Nat 9 DPS other than Veressa. But what does it have to mention active character? Like, I don't think a character can use one target attack so if they're off field. Yeah. Do we use Farina instead of Columbina in the first half? I say we do because we already have enough for Sun and Gleam, and this guy needs healing. And I don't think Linnea can keep up with her level 50, level 2 talent healing and non-built artifacts. So yeah, let's go. I think we can at least clear it. I don't know how many stars we'll get though. Our first is a Praetorian. I don't know if it's the boss or the regular. I mean, it's the enemy pack.
灯火のもとくらい価格守りし先行よ来たら払い清めましょう調子に乗らないでいや行けそこ行け
僕をたたえよ迎え僕もご挨拶します結晶のごとく
黎明の光を頼んだよ
聞く価値もない洞察と注意律令を生む払い清めましょう行けさ払い清めましょう
じゃじゃーん光り輝くがいいお望みのみ
光の裁きを受ける
片付けましょう雨上がり瑠璃が月を打つ行けはっはっ行けさっはっせそこ
お披露目だ世界を熱狂の渦に行ってルミ結晶のごとく
灯火のもと陰りなし行って
価格守りし先行よ来たれ行けやっせ洗い清めましょうそこはっ
光り輝くがいいご挨拶しますイルナノーブより捧ぐ
光の裁きを受ける
片付けましょう雨上がり
ルリンの月を移す。
Right, not ideal, but you know, it was okay. And then I forgot what's in here.
動け、雷のごとく。
投降しろ。武器を捨てろ。
みんながそばにいてくれるわ。
行くよ、君の負けだよ。大火山おろし。吹き飛べ、突撃。ダイビングヒープ、ジャスティス。呼吸を整えよう。
動くな。
頭突き、ジャスティス。
全力攻撃だ。もう
カウント。これは必要な武力だ。せっ。
はーたえいドーはーえいは
最後の警告だ。
くらえ。
頭突き、ジャスティス。
みんなは俺が守れ。燃え。
行くよ。
武器を捨てろ。
ジャスティス。くらえ、頭突き。超必殺ハンマー。動け、もっと早く。
法の裁きを受けてく
らえ。
動くな。
燃えろ。全力攻撃だ。
頭突き、大火山おろし。行くよ、ジャスティス。くらえ、えい。
最後の警告だ。
せえ。
頭突き、ジャスティス。カウントスタート。行くよ、突撃。
これは必要な武力だ。武器を捨て。
みんながそばにいてくれ。
頭突き、ジャスティス。えい、行くよ。突撃。イカズチの
最後の警告だ。
燃えろ。
ヒーロー見参。合図を待てよな。ヒーロー見参。
みんなは俺が守る。
行くよ、ジャスティス。
We got 2 stars, I think. Oh, did we miss it by like 2 seconds or something? Oh, dang. It's okay. 1 star is better than no stars. If you can get 1 star on like every stage, I'm happy. Do not want to reduce defense. So sprint damage. Damage increase after sprinting.
僕をなめないでください。
頼んだよ。黎明の光を。
聞く価値もない洞察と注意、密漁を生む。払い清めましょう。世界を熱狂の渦に。
灯火のもと陰りなし。
ご挨拶します。お望み通り。片付けましょう。やっ、雨上がり。ルリの月を移す。払い清めましょう。行け。
光の裁きを受ける。
歌え、僕の名のもとにお披露目。結晶のごとく光り輝け。聞く価値もない。価格守りし先方に来たれ。さあ、払い清めましょう。
Not bad. That was not bad.
あなたも一緒に踊りたいの？法の裁きを受けてこい。武器を。
Why is the overload today?
開演したばかりだよ。
頭突き、
これから
全力攻撃だ。せっ
吹き飛べはあジャスティスえい
Crap! I forgot.
燃えろ。
呼吸を届く。動くな。
行くよ
It's my ult because I forgot he's immediate damage at the beginning.
みんながそばにいてくれるわ。
投降しろ。
頭突き突撃ドー吹き飛べはーい合図を待てよな
I think I got hit, but we're fine. We have 2 healers.
ジャスティスドー頭突きジャスティス
全力攻撃だ。
どいてくれダイビングヒップジャスティスくらえ
これは必要な武力。
燃えろ。
突撃動け
みんなは俺が守る。
頭突きジャスティス行くよはあジャスティス
せい
Crap, crap,
よ
crap,
し。
crap.
頭突きヒーロー決断ドーン
Okay, I think we got 3 stars. Yeah, okay, so we have 4 stars. If we can, ideally we want 3 stars, of course, but I think 2 stars would be great if we can at least get the extra reward. I forgot what to do. Right.
抱えよ
灯火のもとに陰りなし。
片付けましょう。行け。
イルナノーブより捧ぐ光り輝くがいい
洞察と知恵、熱量を生む。
今だ。
洗い清めましょう。
やっ光よ結晶のごとく光り輝く
黎明の光を頼んだよ。
聞く価値もない価格守るし先行よ。来たれ。はっそこ行け。そう
世界を熱狂の渦にはあお披露目だお望み通りにご挨拶します
灯火のもとに陰りな。
雨雨ルリの月に移す。はっせや行け。はっそうせ
黎明の光を。
イルナノーブより捧ぐ遠くを高く
片付けましょう。や価格守るし先行よ。来たれ。洗い清めましょう。
There we go. Not ideal. At least I did mess up on rotation, but it's fine.
燃えろ。
行くよ名を照らす炎よ闇を滅せよドーンヒーロー決断カウント
Let's restart. Can I restart only this part? If it restarts the first half, it's fine. It's fine. It's honestly fine.
お披露目なめないでください
光の裁きを受
You
け
don't need to do it in the beginning, so I can get more damage.
雨雨ルリの月を移す。せそや
光り輝くがいいお望み通りに行って
灯火のもとに陰り。
はっせ洗い清めましょう。価格守るし先行よ。来たれ行け。そこ
遠くを
頼んだよ。黎明の光を。
イルナノーブより捧ぐなめないでください
片付けましょう。そうははせ行け。洞察と知恵が熱量を生む。 洗い清めましょう。
歌え、僕の名のもとに。じゃじゃーご挨拶します。
光の裁きを受ける。
聞く価値もない。洗い清めましょう。価格守りし先行に来たれ。洗い清めましょう。
行ってルミ、お望み通り。
黎明の光を今だ。
Okay. Don't think I could do any better. As if, like, not including I switch Farina off to healing at the cost of me missing a meditation.
呼吸を整え、最後の警告だ。動け。
聞いててよ、ジャスティス。くらえ、行くよ。頭突き。
みんながそばにいてくれるわ。
法の裁きを受けてこっち。
突撃。行くよ。突撃。
武器を捨てろ。
頭突き。ヒーロー剣山。
みんなは俺が守れ。燃えろ。
動くな。投降しろ。
頭突き。行くよ。大火弾おろし。
くらえ。全力攻撃だ。
最後の警告だ。
ジャスティス。
燃えろ。
行くよ。突撃。くらえ。頭突き。ヒーロー決算。いや力が。
Who's messaging me? I don't think I can. I think I'm gonna have to change the party. I probably need more Night Soul. Given that Ian-san was like barely enough, if it was even possible. I'm gonna do it off screen, I think. I'll try it with Yan-san, not Yan-san, Auron. I do need to level him up though. Yeah. It's okay. We did okay, I think. Considering that I rarely get to finish for 12. I mean, I've been doing better recently, but Night Soul. I didn't get to pull many Night Soul characters. What else can we do today? I guess we can do a Salonic Chronicles. We haven't done one of these yet. The Chronicles are basically
もうちょっと左。
Columbina's
そこは
story
もうちょっ
quests.
と右。うん。いい感じ。
Leading the one for the week also gives you access to Ascending Gleam.
もうちょっと
with only
左。
one Ascending Nod-Krai
そこは
character.
もうちょっと右。うん。いい感じ。
Here.
なんだ？珍しい。花畑を飾り付けてるのか？ううん。この子たちが。この子たちって月齢？そう。この石は空爆を吸収するとかすかに光を放つの。この子たちはこれが大好きなんだよ。なるほど。それで石を床に置いて遊んでるのか。こっち来て。ん？おお、高いところから見ると絵に見えるんだな。石が足りないみたいだね。
もう少し集めてくる。
今から出かけるのか？
うん。月明かりがよく届く場所があって、こういう石がたくさん取れるんだ。
Just come with.
いいの？
じゃあ多めに取ってこようぜ。どんな絵になるか楽しみだな。
Where do we go? All the way over here. Collect all 8 of these. Does it give us a quest version of the ore? That's interesting.
結構取れたな。これで十分じゃないか？そろそろ戻ろうぜ。絵を完成させないとな。まずい。誰か来るぞ。
ここはどこ？お母さん、お家に帰りたいよ。
蒼月のこのやつみたいだな。迷子か？
Help her.
いいの？
何言ってるんだ。当然だろ。
蒼月の子はよそ者に強い警戒心を持ってるはず。こんな時間に頭に角のない人から声をかけられたら、かえって怖がって逃げちゃうかも。
そうかもしれないけど、ほっとくわけにもいかないだろ。
うん。ついてきて。
Okay. Okay. We need to pick the ore back up so you know it's not like we have to collect more.
これはきれい。これで帰れるはず。
なるほど。石を拾いながら歩けば蒼月の里にたどり着けるわけだな。
Columbia says she doesn't want to be treated like a god, but she helps those in need all the same.
でも絵の方は。
大丈夫。絵は後で完成させればいいから。人が自分たちの家に帰るところを
Where did the
見
ores
るの
go?
が好
Did
き
she
なの。
like pick them up? Like did the girl pick them up or what? Like, no? Anyway, we got New Moon's Embrace. If we need it, unless does it buff Ascending Gleam as well? I think it does. I think it only buffs Descending Gleam to Ascending Gleam. Yeah, it only buffs into Ascending Gleam. Makes sense, given that you don't want to like hoard the Selenic Chronicle unless you want to do a certain challenge or something. What else do we have to do? Oh right, there's this whole can of worms. Do I want to do it today though? You know what? Let's get it started first. We're not gonna finish it. Let's just start it. Let's start it. I'll explore it in my free time, and I will like pick up any quests we see. But yeah. Wait, have I been here before? I think this waypoint is new. Is it? I think this area is new. I think. Yeah, I think it cut off around here. Like around here it cut off, and then like Pal was totally stuck going back around here. I think. I'm not sure. And now we have this area. I believe it's Dorman Port, but there could be like a few, you know, separate regions inside it. There's really Windsoft Heim. That's unexplored, but I think we should head to the Statue of the Sun first so we can get the map unlocked. Any chests down here? Didn't seem like it. Any trees? Any wood? Probably not, it's still the same country. Wow, I haven't seen one of these in a while, in my world at least. Blossoms in Frigate Bloom. Could have got another, you know, one of these things. What's that? Fight here. I'll mark it off, I'll do it off screen. Is the area called Millhaven, or did I misread? Strigon. You sound like you'll be a owl in Power World. You're not important yet. If you will be important. Oh, these are the new collectibles, aren't they? These things. Can I capture them in a pie? I think Linnea can capture them, can she? Yep, she can capture them. I don't know if it consumes the ubiquity net though. If I don't have any, then that probably... Okay, I still have 2 left. I'll use it next time if I see a new mob, if I can remember to do that. Windrest flowers. Did they give seeds? Let's see. That right here. They don't give seeds. Okay, let's look at their descriptions. Over here. Okay, we've already read the description of that. What about you? Windrest flower. An exquisite flower that remains delicate and fresh. Found primarily in the northern part of Mondstadt. Its fragrance is clear and enduring, making it one of the primary ingredients used in perfumery. Interesting. So there might be some perfumery business going on here, whether now or later. So we might see Emily around here for an anecdote. Good night. A world crest here? In a restaurant thing. Uchida Kotora, so that's an Inuzuman name. He seems like a writer, not a crime scene investigator of some kind. What is you? We gotta use Klee here? Let's try using Klee, or like Jean or something. Okay, so I can think of Kea, Jean, and Klee right now off the top of my head. Maybe Albedo. I don't have Albedo though. Kea, and then Jean is level 79, and then Klee should be level 89. Or not. Where the hell is Klee? 89, yeah. Do anything here. No. See? No. Klee? Doesn't seem like we can do anything here. Let's mark it off. Let's do a test mark. Venison? Millhaven's Morning Clay. So yeah, this area is called Millhaven. We don't get the discount for Mondstadt though, so that's a bit of a shame. It's not like we have anything worth buying up. So what's that thing? Sport of Dreams. Bringing through the cocoon. In certain areas, you'll encounter these wondrous harpasta. So it's related to harpastum then. Imbued with the authority of space. After interacting with them, you can transform briefly into a plume moth. In this form, you can continuously accelerate through the air by holding sprint or the ascend button. When sprinting or increasing altitude, the plume moth's stamina will be consumed continuously. When flying through wind rings, your flying speed will increase temporarily. When coming into contact with the special bellowing harpastum, you will fly a fixed distance in a set direction. Interesting. So these are kind of like the ones we see in the new Liyue region. Slightly different. Where am I supposed to go with this? Can I fly up? Space. I guess I can fly up, okay. What if I right click? Right click goes in a direction not up. Interesting, okay. New mechanic, so you know. If there's anything around here that I should be aware of. We'll find some uses for it later on. Oh, there's a thing here. And then there's another world quest that we were supposed to get earlier, but I forgot. Hey, there's a... That's probably something related to a quest. Usually these are like mini puzzles. New fragrances. Sure, let's make one. Quest item. Special fragrance crafted by Sense and Senses. Viewing shop in Mondstadt. The understated and delicate fragrance with silage that lingers long and fresh in the air. It evokes the sweeping flower fields beneath the wondrous peak.
新しいレシピ。まだまだ完璧とは言えないわね。
Now what? We'll find a use for it. Just not yet. Oh, there's a chest up here. Another one here. So Paimon found another marker, but I don't know where she's talking about. Flower kind of I'm gonna shut up. Flower fields all look flowery. The menace. Well, you know, we got that. I'll probably do it off screen since it doesn't feel well done for me. Even if it was important, I'll leave it for a future stream. Yes. Ah.
実に幸運な一日だ。
Another viewpoint. The harbor where 1,000 winds converge. It looks like... I'm sure this is Northport, but it looks like Liyue Harbor, but Mondstadt themed. And also it reminds me of the summer event. There's a Millhaven, Northport, old sanatorium site. I wonder which of these is going to be the Temple of Space, which is probably this area. You can see a statue of the sun upgrading itself. A strange vision. A strange vision? Could it be because that person touched the statue just now? I don't think so. But we know there's definitely something to do with the temple space around here. And I missed the mock wing. Oh wait, they're here. Okay. Should I end things off here? I don't know if I should. Yeah, we're gonna end things off here today. So next time on Genshin Impact, depending on when I stream, we can finish the new event. We can also finish off any quests in this area. I'll see if I can, like, uncover any major side quests. If not, then, we'll probably just do the major quest in this area, which is the Temple of Space. Fishing here. Okay, see you guys next time. If I find anything about the Klee bomb areas, I'll tell you guys. I wish I could, like, feed these dogs, like in Breath of the Wild, and then they would lead you to a treasure chest or follow you for a bit. See you guys next time. Bye-bye. Enjoy the next 24 hours.